What's good, family? This is Brittany Sunshine, and this is Seed Soil Water, where we align with divine revelation for deeper roots and brighter blooms. And I'm like right on the edge of a revelation, so I'm gonna see if I just start flowing, if it will come through. So we give thanks for divine revelation from the Spirit that transforms our life and takes us into the highest level of our divine identity. Oh my goodness. So let me tell you what was happening. So I was shuffling the cards as I was preparing for this moment and this video. And as I was like just speaking in my divine language and going through the cards, all of the cards that I just used recently were like spitting out. And so I had like a pretty solid chunk of the cards. And the ones that were spitting out were in piles, the ones that I just went through, just used recently. And the revelation was like, it was kind of like this half of like life review feeling, and also like we are ejecting, like we are dispensing, getting rid of the things, like we're like it felt very much like chapter closed right now. We're not using this right now anymore. It was kind of like a review / we're done with these for now. And it was really interesting. And I mean, they kept coming out repeatedly. Like as in out of all of these cards, the ones that kept coming out are ones that I just used. And I even had shuffled. And so it was this bizarre occurrence. And I was receiving messaging while it was happening, as in like, we don't need this anymore. So I think that we're, if you've been drawn here, then you might be going through, or you're about to be going through something that is like total chapter closing, total, like maybe even like this book in the volumes, like there's several volumes of your life, and it's like this one is done and these lessons are learned and we don't need these anymore because we have totally learned everything that there was to learn with these particular things. And the card that's staring at me is Tetelestai, paid in full. And so it's like paid in full, lessons learned, like kind of like how it's kind of like that feeling of like high school complete. That's how big it feels. It feels like final tests, whatever they were called, the finals, they're done, passed, like the red letter of like A, passed, you're done here, this is done now. And yet, she shall rise. And yet, when 10, yeah, of course this card is number 10. Shout out to our collective member Jamie. Thank you so much for gifting these new cards. I am so stoked on them. I can't wait to learn them and also just see how they naturally arise, like this moment. So this is okay. So 10 is representative of chapters closing and like new beginnings, like completion, and like one chapter closing for another to begin. And like I said, I'm feeling more like it's like a whole book. It's kind of like high school, where it's like that was a several year investment. And not only is it a chapter closing, but it's also stepping into an entirely different season of life that you've never lived before. Woo-wee. And this card says Unfinished Symphony, and it's the number 10, Unfinished Symphony. And that's also the feeling, is like, while one thing is really closing, the symphony of your life, the story of the fullness of your divine identity, you're leveling up into this next book of your story, and your symphony is still the symphony of your life is still being played. Okay, wow. Let's see if there's any more. I'm drawn to this right now, so let's just see what else wants to come out. Oh, yep. Thank you for the revelation. Thank you, Spirit. So between worlds, that's kind of like what it feels like right now. We're between worlds. It reminds me, I'm getting chills on this. It reminds me of that summer after high school, but before the next thing. It's like but being between worlds where you're done with that thing, you're about to start something really new, whether you went to college or went on to working or whatever, maybe you moved out. So that between worlds, and it's really beautiful because look at the screen if you can. She's wearing this crown. This flamingo is wearing this crown. Oh my goodness, I'm having so many revelations about this. The crown, and not only is the crown like she's wearing a crown, but it's also like representative of the crown chakra, and it's like glowing in this image. You can see the crown chakra is glowing, so that so represents to me like divine revelation. Also, there's like confetti in this, so it's like, and I don't know if you've been around, the spirit was saying celebration timeline. When I was talking about like we're aligning with our highest timelines, our divine identity timelines, like it's a celebration timeline. It's like that Psalm 126, life is so good, we're like those who dream. People are checking it out and being like, whoa, what happened? Your life is so awesome. And so, and then, oh, there's a hummingbird in here too. Oh, so beautiful. Hummingbirds are really significant and just symbolic. They're such magnificent creatures. If you ever have time, go nerd out on a hummingbird documentary. Also, dragonflies, they come up a lot. We see them a lot here. They come up in the readings a lot. And also, they are just like masterful flyers. And also, they live like on the brink of, they live on the edge in terms of they can only store so much of their sugar water, but they burn through it really fast. And they're dependent on like calculating all of that right. So, also what's here is see the flamingo on the one world, in the gray world, she's lost her pink. There's something that is really interesting. When flamingos have babies, this is going to give me a little bit of an emotional moment. When flamingos have their babies, they actually like lose their pink because they're giving so much to motherhood. And so life has a way, whether you're a mother or a father, of sometimes just like beating us down to where we lose our pink, and like we lose our color, we lose our vibrancy. And what this message is saying is that wow, that season that just like whooped you, and it was important because you learned things, and it was important because you had to know the truth about people and the truth about systems, and you had to have education, karmic crap working itself out. But that is like, this video feels very much like a line in the sand, like the closing of one entire book, the opening of a new one, and you are officially like stepping from one world into the other in your divine identity and stepping into that celebration timeline. This is number 3, so it makes me think of the Trinity. And you see there's the hummingbird right here. This is like the confetti. This, it's so colorful and vibrant and beautiful, and you're getting your pink back, and you're also in full alignment in your crown chakra with the divine. Wow, I'm getting crown chills as we speak. Oh my goodness, I didn't even notice. If you look really closely, there's a face in the flamingo body. There's like a face. Can you see it? Wow. And it's time for your symphony to be finished, the symphony of your life. The symphony of your life is not over. It's like that dramatic part in the movie where it's kind of like, wow, that really big dramatic part. And then the beautiful thing happens. And the higher power is the one that is, see the crown glowing on this one as well. So it's interesting because there's 2 faces here. It's like high self and, low self. And that's what I love about this image behind me. That's kind of how I see myself. It's like the Lion of Judah, the Spirit of the Most High, and myself. That's been like the teamwork, for my whole life. So anyway, my name is Brittany Sunshine. Welcome if you're new here, and I'm so stoked. Here it is again, Jubilee. Jubilee. It is the year of Jubilee. That's wow. I'm gonna leave it here because that is literally it. The year of Jubilee. I just touched on this in a recent reading. Go check out the previous readings to this one. Check out the playlist, the Beloved Collective playlist, and also if you're interested in other types of videos, I have so many options. Depending on what you're in the mood for. So go to the playlist and check out the various playlists. But 1010 as I look, yeah. The point is it's the year of Jubilee. The year of Jubilee, it's set up spiritually in ancient practices. It was like a social practice that they had where it was like after 7 years, if you like, let's say you were working off a debt on somebody's land and that's how they dealt with things, or let's say you were a slave to somebody, after 7 years it was like clear the books, fresh start, everybody gets to start fresh, which I don't know how that worked out like logistically, and they definitely don't have that going on. I mean, they kind of do if you think about it. Like some criminals get like your felony can be expunged after 7 years, or some credit things like fall off after 7 years. I'm pretty sure that's true. Allegedly, for educational entertainment purposes only. Don't sue me. I'm not a professional on any of the things I just talked about. 11/11 as I looked up. But the point is, congratulations, and I'm celebrating with you. And if you were brought here, I hope you subscribe, stick around, come back, check for videos Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and I'm also going to be starting adding a Monday manifestation series. So make sure you hit the bell and then come check back every week for the new videos to see what the Spirit is bringing through this vessel. Be blessed, be well, be free. I'll catch you on the next one.